We make intention always when we're sitting down to make zikr, or to make some recitation. Make the intention that we're making the intention when we are beginning the zikr. There's nothing wrong with that. Pay attention. I just started, people already spacing out. Then we change the sohbet. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم دستور مدد يا صاحب السيف مدد أستغفر الله العظيم وأتوب إليه لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Don't be in ghaflat. Don't be in ghaflat. Don't be in ghaflat. Every day we are here and the raining of rahmat raining down on us every day. But if you're in ghaflat, you're going to use that rahmat to make disobedience to Allah. The stubbornness is going to tell you why I have to listen. Same thing that they are speaking about. Same thing. Why I have to listen? Oh, I know where it's going to go with this. Same thing. You want something new? What you've heard, did you put it in your life already? If you put it in your life, then that time you're going to stay to listen more. Because now you're not going to hear these words. The words is going to reach to your heart. People are going to look at a stone, you're going to look at a diamond, and you're going to keep on looking at it because every time it's going to reveal something there. If you think this is same thing, why are we reciting La ilaha illallah thousands and tens of thousands and millions of times if it's the same thing? Because the heart is dead, because it's in ghaflat. You want something new, new style, American style, always something new, new and exciting. If you don't get new and exciting things, we get bored. That means the heart is dead. You get excited, small things. You get excited by what is going on outside. We just asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have an opening for us, to give us an opening, asking from our Shaykh to provide something. We're waiting for that to come. Already we're saying, you turn off your engines. So, okay. Why is this happening? Because every day, the stubbornness is in front of us, the jealousy is in front of us, the ghaflat is in front of us, but we're not doing anything with it. Knowing the enemy, day and night knowing the enemy, but we're not doing anything. Other things may excite, other things may move. Things that are happening here, car just passing, everyone is looking. Why is that? This is something important that we have to remember. You want to learn something? First, unlearn it. Get rid of all the wrong things, then the right things is going to enter that time. You're not coming with an empty cup. That's why I say, oh, same thing, full. I'm going to get up. I'm going to leave. You don't know what is falling. That means we have no belief in the unseen. You think the sohbet that is happening is just 10, 20 people. Even there's 1 million people, you think that's it? You think that is it? What are you getting? You're not understanding. When there is a zikr, when there is a sohbet, you're not understanding now, you're not believing. You don't understand, you don't see, at least believe. You say, I must have proof to believe. Is that what makes a believer into a believer? That we're not believing. The angels, they are coming. You're not believing the rahmat, it is raining. Well, we believe and we get excited when we see other things that are happening outside. If there is no discipline, there is no Islam. Because Tariqat and the Tariqat, the mother of all Tariqats, does not talk about visions or lights. It talks about disciplining your ego. Instead of talking about lights, we talk about what prevents the lights from reaching to us, what prevents the understanding from reaching to us. Leave the lights. The lights are always there. You want to know what is a holy night, what is a holy day, what are the special times. Every day, every night is holy. Every night is Laylatul Qadr. But understand what stands between us and getting that rahmat. Understanding what prevents us from taking the benefit of that blessing. This is when, even if you have no understanding, your belief is going to kick in. And you say, I'm just going to sit. What am I going to lose? This is for me and for you. This is a reminder for me and for you. If you have something to do, we have nothing to say about that. There's something important that you're doing in the way of Allah, we have nothing to say about that too. But there's a time and a place for everything. Insha'Allah Rahman, if we put the discipline into our lives, it will be very easy that time. Like what we said before. What did we say this morning? Huh? What did we say this morning? Anybody remember what we said this morning? You're recording it. Say.
Ways with ourselves to excel.
Wrong. You're sleeping. Yes?
Faith and modesty shouldn't be in need of a law. They have to be put in.
What?
If you have intelligence.
Good. Everybody wants to think they're intelligent. Nobody wants to say that they're stupid, isn't it? In the old days, people admit to themselves, I don't know anything. Our grandfathers, great-grandfathers, maybe, what do I know? I don't know anything. I'm very stupid, It's okay. You are very clever. And sincerely they mean. But 21st century, us, I'm not putting myself out of it. We like to think that we're very intelligent. If somebody points out a mistake, no, it's this, it's that. Always not saying, yeah, you're right, you're true, it's true. Intelligence. And if we're really using our intelligence, there's no need for any law. Because intelligence will tell us what is right and what is wrong, what is haq and what is batil. It will tell us what is light and what is darkness. Intelligence. And Allah has given intelligence to everyone. He did not specify only men have intelligence, not women. He didn't say only this group of people, my chosen ones, they have intelligence, all the rest they don't have. He's not saying only the white people have, the black people don't have. The Chinese people have, and the brown people they don't have. He didn't say only that time they have, now they don't have. This is given to each and every one of us. It's calling ourselves humans. Intelligence is there. And so many times in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding us, ordering us to think. To think. Once we start thinking, that heart starts working. Once that heart starts working, you don't have to wait for a law to come to you, to tell you what is right and wrong. You already know what it is. The law comes when, despite that you know what is right and wrong, you're trying to be sneaky. You're trying to be slick. Who is slick? The ego is slick. You think the ego doesn't know that Allah is Allah? Does the ego know that? Of course it does. It's a creature. The ego knows Allah is a creator and itself is just a creature. But the ego is slick and it's becoming buddies with shaitan and says, well, maybe if there's a loophole I can escape there and Allah will like it because He likes us to be slick too. No, Allah loves sincerity, not slickness. Allah loves sincere servants who have a golden heart. Allah loves sincere ones who are crying out to Him simply, in a simple, humble way. Allah does not love arrogant servants. Allah does not love slick servants. But if you're not using that intelligence now, or use the intelligence that Allah has given, what the khutbah is saying, the favors that Allah has given, and we use it to be disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it's worse now. Because you're using the rahmat, the blessing, and you're making it into a la'nat, into a curse, to ourselves and to others. Why are we doing that? What is it that we are gaining? What do we gain? What do we gain by being slick? What? Our reason of creation is to outwit Allah? Then that itself is a hidden shirk. No, it is not. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it clear in the Holy Quran. The ayat of Amana Rasul. The Prophet believes. And the belief of the Prophets, they are the highest faith. Isn't it? They are the highest faith. And did the Prophets say, we are going to be slick, we're going to be arrogant, we're going to be stubborn, we're going to use our intelligence to find a sneaky loophole to get out from knowing what is right and wrong and to act according to what is right and wrong? No. The answer given in the ayat of Amana Rasul is Samina wa ta'na Ghufranaka Rabbana wa ilaykal masir. We hear and we obey. And forgive us. And to you is our return. All that is important. Knowing that we're going to return to Allah one day. And we'll be asked. We will be questioned about every incident that happens in our lives. If we're not being intelligent and sitting and questioning ourselves and meditating, using tafakkur, meditation, if we are not doing that now, they will judge us. The whole idea about being in Tariqat, following a Shaykh, people know so much Sufi sayings, to die before you die. What is it that you're dying from? Die from what? Do we know that when we die, we go into the grave, what we die from? You think that time when we enter into the grave, the ego is going to be more alive? The body is going to become more alive? The desire is going to become more alive? No. All of that becomes dead, isn't it? So why is there so much now resistance and misunderstanding and arrogance and stubbornness when the sheikhs, they are being not tough, they're being strong to make the murids to understand. Die before you die. Look at all your desires. Lessen it. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, and bring it down. As much as we are able to. As much that is given to us, as much as our Shaykh is showing us. We cannot do that by ourselves. What happens when we do that? Then we're going to die from what? From this lower world, isn't it? Isn't this world asfala safilin? If you die from this asfala safilin, from the lower world, and then you come to what? You come to a lower world than that? No, you go to a higher world. Oh, theory, everybody talks about it. But in the actual practice, now we say, don't touch me. Don't say that to me. Why are you doing that? Why are you yelling? Why are you that? Why? But you need to go through that. You need to die now before you move to a higher station. Insha'Allah Rahman. You will understand that. And we will do it one day. Because now, to achieve that, you have to have discipline. You have to have the will that is with the will of Allah, to fight against the will of the ego, and to tell the ego, now you sit and you listen to me. It may take some time, it may take your whole life maybe. We cannot do it alone. We have to have a guide, a Shaykh. But the more that you are going to struggle now, the more painful it's going to be. And the more, the less benefit you're going to get. It's not for nothing this way is called Jihadul Akbar. People are afraid to say jihad, 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 jihad. I'm saying it, jihad. Jihad means struggle. And we are concentrating on the greatest struggle. And that jihad is not against governments or regimes or people or community. The greatest struggle is against ourselves. It's against our ego. This is what Holy Prophet had said for 1400 years. So you struggle. First you understand your ego. Then you struggle against the ego. You fight against the ego. There is a hierarchy. The ego is not equal to you. The ego is not equal to your real self. Move away from duality. Maulana Rumi has said so many times. Move away. The West knows Rumi so much, but they're not understanding it. Move away from duality, isn't it? And go to Ahadiyah. Ahad, oneness. The ego is not equal to our spirit. Shaitan is not equal to Allah. Astaghfirullah. Don't bring that idea that you need both now to balance. You need evil and you need good to balance. We're talking a different subject now. Because there is something that is beyond good and evil. And that is the Creator. When we start moving towards that, when we take the will of the Creator, the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we place His will above our will and above the will of our ego, that time we will remove that veils. That time, you're not going to talk about light or this or that. You're going to experience. Once you start experiencing, you don't talk about it too. You're going to be very concerned about how I'm going to make this one to taste what I'm tasting. How are you going to make someone who's never tasted what you have tasted? Even if you talk and you describe and you put so many words, 1,000,000 years, that person will never understand what you've tasted because it's never tasted, no? Isn't it? Never. Awliya Allah, our Shaykh, then, what do? They say, we remove those things that stops you from tasting. Because the tasting is not something that is special coming to me. It is everywhere. The rahmat, the light, the blessing, it is not just to selected people. It is everywhere. But some, they are putting their ego, they're putting their nerves, they're putting 70,000 veils there in front of them. That's why the awliya Allah, the friends of Allah, the shaykhs, they're not interested in talking about the rahmat. Because a person will not understand. They concentrate on how to remove those veils so that the blessing, the rahmat, can reach. Are we understanding? Are we understanding now why this is Jihadul Akbar? The greatest struggle, the struggle against ourselves, against our ego. Yeah. Insha'Allah Rahman. May Allah grant us more strength and more power to go against our ego. And to put the teachings of our Shaykh right in front of us. People also say, I was speaking, we had a guest some time ago, recently. That guest was shocked. Say, oh, people are thinking this of you. Why? You're so wonderful. You're so nice. This person was very nice. I said, well, not too many people think we're nice. He said, why is that? I said, I don't know. Number one, they think we are personality cult. Especially they say, oh, you guys got the wrong idea of Sufism now. It's not about personality worship, Sufism. Whether people are understanding it through the Western way or other ways. Who says that? Who continuously says that the way to Allah is not about following a messenger? Only the enemies of the messengers. Every one of them, Quran is saying, we did not send one messenger, but they are mocked by their own people. Every messenger is mocked, made fun of by their own people. People have been making fun of this association for decades. Let them. It's okay. They are dogs. Let them to bark. We are trying to be lions. Our Shaykh is a lion, not us. Don't say that now we are claiming that we are this, we are that. No. It's our intention. They say they are following, it's a cult. Which prophet came and their enemies did not say it's a new cult? So that continues. And with the Holy Prophet ﷺ, that was one of the earliest and the biggest claims that his enemies have put on him. Especially the young. He put a spell on the young people, isn't it? And they look at him and they follow him like he's a cult. Yeah. If it's according to that kind of definition, like they're saying about Holy Prophet, then we're happy with that description of us. Because yes, we're following that one. Nobody ever says, when you enter into that plane, from say JFK to go to London, no one ever says, now you're entering into a cult for 8 hours. Right? But it is. You go there and you trust that pilot is going to fly you there. You don't question. You don't even ask, which pilot is this? How do I know he's a real pilot? Which airlines? How do I know this is going to be safe for me? How do I know he really belongs to those airlines? Well, I have to know how to drive too, to fly the machine. Nobody ever says that. They just believe. And that one takes them from one area to another. And in daily life, we do that in so many areas. But when it comes to following a man of Allah, Rijalullah, they say no. How do you know? First question, faith will enter. They say if you don't question, you're not going to get faith. Tariqat in Islam, in all spirituality, they say if you're still asking questions, then you have not finished that monkey chatter in your head. You're not finished with that. You cannot begin on the spiritual quest now. Because it's not about questioning, like what we said also yesterday. Question inside. Question yourself. question, why do I exist? What do I have to do today? Why I did this? Why I said this? Is this the reason of my creation? The prophets, they came. They questioned themselves. But when they face their Lord, they say, Sami'na wa ata'na. We hear and we obey. Forgive us, and our return is to you. There's a very big meaning there. Because we must return to the origin. Choose where you're going to return. You are going to be with the one that you love. May Allah forgive me and bless you for the sake of the Holy Prophet. Al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum.